Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Sadguru Paramatmane Namaha. Sarva Maharshibhyo Namaha. Through devotion, knowledge, and through knowledge, union with the Lord will be obtained. 55th Shloka. Bhaktya mam apijanati yavanyaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gnatva vishyate tadanantaram. Substance. By devotion, he knows me in essence, what I am and who I am. Then, having known me in truth, he forthwith enters into me. Commentary. In the previous verse, it is said that knowledge leads to the highest devotion, and here it is said that devotion helps to know the Lord in truth, what He is and who He is. Therefore, it is perfectly clear that devotion and knowledge sustain and strengthen each other mutually. The perfect knower of Brahman is also the perfect Bhakta, and the perfected Bhakta is also the sage of supreme wisdom. The great Shankara, who propounded the highest truth that there is only one and not two, and so there is neither a devotee not one to be devoted to, was himself the greatest of devotees, and his prayers, adorations, and outpourings of heart constitute a perennial flood of sweet bhakti, worship of the Lord. In the 7th chapter, 17th verse, Ekha Bhaktir Visishyate, it is declared that the sage of true wisdom excels by his single minded devotion. Abhijanati, knows me well. Knowledge arises from deep love. One cannot only know anything that he does not love. If he wants to understand the sufferings of the poor, he should love them, and that love helps him to know their difficulties, pains, and sorrows. Truly, mere charity without feeling is not of much value from this point of view. The mother knows the child because she loves him. The devotee knows the Lord because he loves him. As this love deepens, and when the devotee enjoys the blissful nature of the Lord, he gradually enters the realm of supreme bliss, coming closer and closer to his chosen deity till he disappears and the deity alone remains. It is like the salt doll dissolving in the ocean. ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च param tapa. 11th chapter, 54th verse. It is only there and not before that the Lord is fully known. Such knowledge comes to man through devotion. From this, two important aspects of spiritual realization are revealed. By knowledge alone, liberation is attained. By devotion, bhakti alone, such knowledge is obtained. Therefore, it is clear that for all true seekers, after liberation, devotion to the Lord is essential. Question: how can a man know the true nature of the Lord? Answer: through devotion, bhakti. Question: what then will be man's state? Answer: he becomes one with the Lord, attains union with Brahman. Question: from this, what do we learn to be the way to liberation? Answer: by true knowledge, liberation is attained, and true knowledge is obtained by faithful devotion to the Lord. Therefore, through devotion, knowledge is obtained, and through knowledge, moksha is realized. This is the rationale of spiritual realization. Those who take refuge in the Lord attain eternal liberation. 56th Shloka. Sarva karmanyapi sadha kurvano sadvyapashrayah mat prasadat davapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Substance. Performing all actions continually, he who takes refuge in me only obtains the indestructible state of moksha by my grace. Commentary. It is declared here that performing actions with devotion to the Lord, man secures his grace by which deliverance is obtained. Sarvakarmanyapi means only those duties which come to man in the position in which he is placed, and not deeds which are prohibited by the Shastras. Though a man is engaged in the activities of the world with all the senses functioning continuously, if he remembers the Lord, or if he surrenders the fruits of his works to the Lord, he obtains the grace of Ishvara and liberation comes to him easily. From this, we understand that action performed with true devotion leads man to the state of supreme bliss. He who takes refuge in the Lord is not bound by any action or by all the actions done continually throughout his life. On the other hand, he breaks the bounds of karma, for the binding power of karma is destroyed by true devotion to the Lord. There is no agency or selfish desire behind such work. Such is the state of true devotee whose mind is centered in the Lord and who feels that it is the power of the Lord which is functioning through him. When that attitude of mind is firmly established, man feels not the weight of work, nor the changes of fortune, nor the anxieties of the future. Just as the court dancer carrying in on her head a brimful pitcher of water, though talking, singing, and dancing keeps her mind on the pitcher to keep it secure, so also the devotee, which, while engaged in 1,000 activities, keeps his mind fixed on the Lord and attains liberation. The seekers on the path of Karma Yoga should remember this principle. Otherwise, every act binds man to the wheel of samsara and results in endless strifes and suffering. If a man is propelled by selfish desires and performs actions to reap their fruits, he is binding himself with the strongest chains of action and reaction, and birth after birth he has to undergo all the ills and evils of earthly existence. Mat prasadat. No one can free himself from Maya's iron chains without Ishvara's grace. Man who is subject to the power of Maya should seek the protection of Ishvara, who is the Lord of Maya. He, by his grace, liberates man. Therefore, everybody should try to win God's grace. How is God's grace to be obtained? By taking refuge in Him and by sincere self surrender. The Lord is pleased with such humble surrender. His grace flows into such soul and makes him free and happy. The Lord is not partial to anyone. The devotee approaches the Lord by his self surrender. The Lord reveals himself to such a man. Thereby, man becomes divine. So, every seeker should engage himself in good works and perform them with devotion and self surrender. The state of moksha is described as indestructible and eternal. All else, however great and mighty it may be, it is subject to time, place, and causation. Only moksha is beyond all change, beyond all conditions. It is existence, knowledge, bliss absolute. Question. What is the nature of moksha? Answer. Eternal and imperishable. Question. How it is attained? Answer. By the grace of Ishvara. Question. How is Ishvara's grace obtained? Answer. By continuous memory of the Lord and surrendering the fruits of all actions to Him, man obtains His grace. Question. Should man give up action to attain moksha? Answer. No. Though a man is engaged in actions arising from his position in the world, if he works with devotion and self surrender to the Lord, he attains moksha. Thus, true devotion and detached performance of all works are necessary for liberation. Question. How should man act in the world? Answer. He should perform good actions enjoined by the Shastras and give away the rewards to the Lord. He should remember the Lord while performing the actions. Question. By such devotion and selfless action, what does man acquire? Answer. He acquires God's grace and through his grace, liberation.